Welcome to the CW Comic Crew. I'm your host, Chris Hoffman. Of course, I got my crew here, Dez, Brandon, Rob from Heroes and Fantasies, and of course, Cecily over there with social media. And
that's right.
We got some big stuff coming up today.
Big
stuff. First thing, we're going to get to this a little bit later. We got a sneak peek at the new Star Wars themed land in Disney World.
Yes.
It's absolutely cool. Think of all your favorite Star Wars moments. It's hard to kind of see. We're gonna show you the whole video. It's really cool. The other thing, the biggest news of all last week, Nintendo Direct came out.
Yes.
A lot of video game news coming up this week.
They dumped
a lot of video game
A
news.
lot of good things. They dumped a lot of good
All your
things.
favorite video games, we're gonna go through a lot of them. So, yeah, like you see it, Hyrule Warriors Legends. That's gonna be huge, man. So, let's get started though, man. Let's get started right on the small screen. Let's talk about Riverdale last week.
Riverdale.
We'll talk about it for a heartbeat.
Yeah.
It was kind of a
lackluster.
It was, man.
It was.
It started off real slow. Middle was really slow. It almost forced me into liking it because the end was so strong. But I mean, I've seen Dawson's Creek, and that's kind of how it felt. It felt like Dawson's Creek all over
Wicked
again.
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah,
Casey
man.
and Joy saga again.
It really was. So, of course, Riverdale returned this week. We're getting new episodes. You got to check out the CW app. You got to catch up. That's what I'm getting at. Other big news last week in TV regarding is switching over to our Fox 29 side. Gotham. Little snippet is they want to start heading towards the Gotham or the Batman No Man's Land.
Yeah.
Rob, you know a lot about No Man's Land. I mean, it was kind of a big story back in the day, and even now it's still big. Such
an iconic story. I mean, it's kind of hard to find them. Most times you won't find them sitting in the back issues. But no, I mean, if they're going to go this route, it's going to be interesting to see. Again, they're really trying to do everything they can to keep the show on the air. So this is one of the things you can do. I mean, touching on major stories people want to see come to life.
Yeah, or in some way.
For
those who don't know, what is Batman's No Man's Land? Just a kind of a brief overview of it.
It's just kind of more of an end capsule on Batman in general. It's just one of those stories that they throw the entire rogues gallery at him.
Yep.
I mean, it's just you can't go wrong with those kind of stories that it's just Batman against all odds. He shouldn't pull out. But I mean, it's just
and then
one of those
you add
things
in Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I think that's where they're going to really make the big changes. Maybe that it'll be more, Gordon No Man's Land, that kind of thing. And that's what I think they're going to go with.
They should go that route. I'd rather see that than see 14-year-old Bruce Wayne still trying to do stuff.
Yeah, that still annoys me.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird,
I was like,
right?
just age him up already.
That leads us into our superhero spotlight, which is, of course, the Riddler. The Riddler, which I think will be a big part of this No Man's Land kind of vibe. I think he's going to be with Penguin there and Fish Mooney there, I think Riddler's kind of the wild card that you need to kind of put these forces together. Be like, look how cool we can do this.
Just
if
you
need that, super
field.
mastermind.
It's nice that they actually portray the Riddler the way people see the Riddler.
Right.
It should be compared to even though I'm still a big fan of Jim Carrey's portrayal of the Riddler.
That was way over the top.
But it was hilarious. It worked.
Yeah,
and then the whole everyone knows about my opinion about the whole with the Batman Telltale series how they killed him off episode 1. I was like, why?
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. Riddler's one of those characters who have just blew up in the last 10 years or so. I feel like we all kind of thought it was kind of hokey and kind of wonky, and then all of a sudden Arkham came out.
The games really did help.
Cool. And then Arkham City came out, and then you're like, well, this is his game, right on. And then Arkham Knight, and once again, his game just very low key. Putting himself in
I mean, more so, the video games are really taking over the medium.
It's a cool way to show that medium because it's the only way you can become that superhero in slightly different ways, of course. But
not the $1 billion.
Right. So being able to control the superhero and be that superhero.
Even with the Injustice franchise, that's really helped bring a lot of new readers to comics. Because they're coming in asking about storylines of Superman, kills people and stuff. So I think it's just a different way to do things.
Sure. I mean, outside of Joker, I think he's one of my favorites.
Riddler's definitely one of those. I've always had a soft spot for Penguin. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big guy who
from Batman Begins, from Batman
Put a big on it and we're done.
Yeah. Let's switch down to the medium screen, which is Netflix and Amazon. Jessica Jones came out.
It dropped.
It did.
It did drop.
And it had some of the best reviews, better reviews, I think, than season 1.
Thank you.
You have been waiting for that.
I have been saying this. People should be watching. I don't know why people, if you haven't watched Jessica Jones, what are you doing? It's spring break.
Take
some time out and binge it. You've got 2 seasons to go through.
And we will be talking about this really in depth next week. We'll do our good, bad, and ugly for the entire season 2 of Jessica Jones next week. Give you guys some time to catch up, get caught up on all the things Jessica Jones. But I watched a few episodes. It's good. It's not as forceful on some of the scenes, and I feel it really takes a back step sometimes, and it's actually for the best. So
they actually took it seems that they took what was wrong with the first season, and then they just okay, we can improve on it. Hopefully, Iron Fist will follow suit.
Yeah, right.
Please, Iron Fist, follow suit.
Yep.
Well, we're also going to talk about. We're going to go to the big screen.
The big screen.
And of course, it was really weird. You know, Jurassic World is coming out, and they put out this nice little fake PSA, which I thought was really cool. As far as marketing, I thought it really did its justice, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. I guess. Let's go.
Watch.
My name is Claire Deering, and I'm the founder of the Dinosaur Protection Group. So this is a velociraptor. So many people loved Jurassic World, and when you say to them, when was the first time that you saw a dinosaur? I mean, you just see them light up. Dinosaurs are all so different. There are so many different species of dinosaurs. My mission in life is to ensure the safety and protection of these animals. What are you going to do to make sure that your children have the same experience that you did?
Tons of TNT.
You can help ensure their survival. Go to our website, browse around, sign up for our newsletter. Are you going to be a part of the generation who decided to have dinosaurs go extinct? Or will you be on board with making sure that dinosaurs can stay alive for future generations?
High fives, everybody!
We must save the dinosaurs.
Weird, right?
What I really love about it is you go to this website, and it's a true-to-life website.
Yeah,
They really
very
universal.
interactive.
It's very interactive.
It's like what they do in games. I love it.
I
That's
love
what
it
games
too.
do.
I mean, ever since Blair Witch Project, they've really that's when the web really came into promoting a movie. They have taken this step.
Ones, but
but that
Blair
one
Witch
really
is definitely the one that comes to mind first. But this is just another really cool way of marketing, getting people back into a story that maybe they weren't sure about. Or Jurassic World did really well. Yeah. I think it's easy to say it did really well. Now coming back from that thunder, you got to bring back people. And normally sequels, people are real skeptical. So
it's a very creative way to get people to talk about your product without feeling hit over the head with here's another trailer of Westworld.
Yeah.
So I think
because it's a frightening monster. You know, they're kind of humanizing it and kind of getting people on board, like you said, getting the young people looking at it, and the next thing you know, we're going to see this big, huge
prefer
thing.
these kind of trailers because when you see a normal movie trailer put together, a lot of the mojo and the vibe that you go into a movie seeing is already wasted because you've seen it in the trailer.
Exactly.
All the cliches they throw
right. And I brought this up multiple times. Terminator 2 Judgment Day was totally ruined, or Terminator 1 even, was totally ruined because of trailers, because you went in knowing he was a robot, but when you watch that movie from start to finish, you don't know he's a robot until the last,
It was the 80s. They didn't know what they were doing.
That's
I'm just saying. But it goes all the way
That's
back.
true. But we're talking about trailers, Avengers Infinity War. It looks like Marvel's going to be going in and releasing some stuff. We got some back to the scenes, stuff coming out on Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
And supposedly a new trailer is going to be coming out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right.
But
so what you're looking at right now is one of the other trailers have been released already.
Sure.
This movie's coming up quick. So
has this already spoiled it for you a little bit?
No, man, because I mean, let's just take, we'll talk more about this later, but Thor.
Yeah.
Let's take about Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
All those stuff we knew about going down in the movie, there was still stuff that swerved us and made us go to the left or go to the right. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marvel has a really cool way of knowing what's cool looking and won't give away too much. Knowing the Hulk was in it, maybe that kind of gave it a little bit away, but the relationship they built was really the better story. So giving away robbing Peter to pay Paul in this case scenario isn't the worst thing. However, if you spend all week looking at trailers, you probably aren't going to go into the movie very excited because you're going to know. It's like any trailer, any comedy movie especially. All the best jokes are on the trailer.
Right.
So what are you really looking forward to? Something new to laugh at or to see what the whole story
Like Black Panther, they didn't spoil it. I didn't feel they spoiled it with all their trailers.
I agree with that.
I think they did a great job.
I think they did a great job in terms of getting people to be interested in this. Thor Ragnarok, you mentioned about the Hulk. and that might have spoiled some things, but that also might have been used as a tool to get people to come watch it now.
Right, right.
You know, you get to Thor number 3, it's like, maybe you don't want to go see it.
Because it worked out because, like, the way the movie was set up, it was okay. Because that wasn't, like, the main part of the movie.
Right.
Exactly.
And
There was so much other stuff going on.
Doctor Stranger's in the movie, and that was something they didn't really put in the trailer at all, so it was kind of a surprise. It was things like, by the way, spoiler alert, if you know Doctor Stranger's in the movie, it's like the first 5 minutes. You really can't miss it.
It came out in November. They should already know.
I really hope they don't give in too much interaction with Thanos. You know, and that's the one thing I just don't want to see. But one of the things we did do is we did go ahead and put a poll up, your favorite Marvel Avengers. And Cecily, what do we got here?
That's right. We asked. It looks like Iron Man is taking the lead on this one. 27% of people voted for Iron Man. Captain America is in third, and Thor is in second. Sorry, kind of switched those. Yeah, Thor is second place here, so that's really impressive.
If he didn't cut his hair, he'd be first.
Oh, I picked Iron Man. I'm Team Iron Man.
You're Team Iron Man all the way?
Fair. Fair. I mean,
When you got $1 billion, like, you know, the Black Panther franchise,
Captain America, then Civil War happened, and I just, you know what, I'm Team Iron Man.
And that's what I thought. I thought because of the whole Black Panther being huge, I thought maybe they'd get a big boost. But
he's kind of like the Wolverine right now.
Yeah.
Like he's in it for himself and his
like
people. Not a bad thing by any means.
Yeah.
But in this franchise, in this telling of the story, really he's there for his own reasons and not because he wants to save the world, but he wants to protect his own people.
No Killmonger like totally outshined him though.
How did Black Panther do, by the way?
Black Panther's close to the bottom. It's tied with Black Widow at 7%. So
Why are y'all hating? The movie has grossed over $1 billion. $1 billion with a B.
Well, it's only on the one. You know, you got Iron Man's already on 3, so you know that's probably why.
Collectively, I think $1 billion isn't that much considering Iron Man.
Exactly.
All right, so we talked about the top of the show. Let's get into it, man.
Yes.
We are finally getting our first look at what the new Star Wars themed area in Disney World is
Galaxy
gonna look like.
Edge. I mean,
yeah, man. They released a cool video. Let's take a look at that and we'll talk about it when we come back.
Yes. To pilot the Millennium Falcon. I know I do. That's just one of those things I couldn't wait for, and I guess this is one of those things you're going to be able to do, and I can't wait. I'm already signing myself up. My kids were already saving for a vacation.
I said himself first, not his kids.
No, I'm in line first, kids.
I'm going first visit. I'll bring them back second visit.
I have to make sure it's safe before they can come.
This is actually the second Star Wars theme. I don't know if you guys remember. Disney World had one originally. It had Ewoks in it. Maybe that's why you don't talk about
Maybe
it.
not.
And of course, Star Tours.
Star Tours, right? Of course, right. That was part of the Ewok scene and whatnot. This is much bigger, much bolder. Late last year, Disneyland had a kind of interactive experience. You kind of took over as a stormtrooper. It made a lot of headlines on the internet. You can check it out on your own time and whatnot. But basically, it got raved reviews about people feeling like they were in a game, even though they were pretty much in a black box with a VR headset and a stormtrooper gun, right? But it got huge reviews. People loved it. This is all I've learned is this is taking that to the next level. So instead of having a headset, you don't need the headset. You're literally walking into a world of Star Wars, which is something I think we've all dreamed of for our lives. I expect to see grown men, myself, crying as we walk through the gate and whatnot.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of like plus 18 folks. Like the kids are like in the back, they're like basically in the daycare. It's like, where's your parents? Like,
I don't know.
Star Wars.
Right. But see, that's Disney's kind of they've always been their thing. Let's bring everybody's kid out.
Sure.
And Star Wars is it's a low hanging fruit for most of us. So.
I mean, it's just one of those things that they know how their rabid fan base wants to see this stuff. I mean, if you look at how crazy everyone freaked out when they put that TIE fighter in the middle of like the street in LA.
Right.
So I mean, like it's just
blocking traffic.
It's not just about the rabid fan base. It's the doing it right too. Because if they don't do it right, that rabid fan base will turn very quickly. So and it's Disney, and with the Disney money, I don't see them having a problem creating something not just entertaining and interesting, but magical. Like in all sense of the words, when you walk in,
they'd have to compare it to maybe Universal Studios, Harry Potter, Hogwarts.
Right.
Well, this is a direct competition. We know that is.
I feel like I'm spending a lot of time on this, so Disney.
Yes.
Yeah, you better have to come
Hook us up.
It'll be interesting.
We got to get to it because Des, I think you took a double shot of your energy drink just to be able to talk so much video games. So we're going to give you the floor and take it away.
Well, this little thing that happened, Nintendo Direct happened last week.
Yeah, it did.
And it was funny because I'm sitting upstairs, like watching on the computer, and like I'm making a lot of more noises than I should be. Yeah, basically that was me. And people were just looking. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm watching Nintendo Direct.
So let's start with Nintendo Direct. We're going to start with the Game Boy games. Mario Luigi, that was one they announced. The next one they also announced was a remake and a remaster of Luigi's Mansion. I am like.
Yes,
my mouth.
Dr. Egat again.
You're very excited about this game. This looks really cool. And then last but not least, the big announcement they made was a new WarioWare.
Yes, like a lot of people who don't really like play Nintendo stuff aren't aware of WarioWare, but like it was very popular when it first came out. And so having like more stuff, basically. Yeah. New platform, same old Wario.
Right. It's gonna be, I think it'll be interesting. It's a cool handheld game. Yeah. Not to overshadow the other cool handheld games.
Yes.
The Switch got a lot of announcements, and a lot of them are coming up rather quickly.
Yes.
So let's start off with the first part of the Switch thing. Crash Bandicoot's coming to the Switch, which is shocking because that's pretty much a Sony franchise.
I mean, it's not really as shocking as people would say it is. Like, if it was 2013 and this happened, people were like, "Whoa, what? You're putting Crash Bandicoot on Nintendo?"
Right. Captain Toad's coming out, a brand new original Toad game, which is kind of cool.
I like the first one they came out with. It like on the, I think it was the Wii U.
Yep.
I like that game.
Okami.
Yes.
That's all you can say?
Yes. Yes.
It's a remaster. It looks fantastic.
If you haven't played the first one, what are you doing?
Right. Also, Octopath is coming out.
Yes.
Tell us a little about Octopath.
It's a game.
It's a game, right? It's an RPG game. It's very interesting looking, very kind of Paper Mario-esque. I think it's going to be really cool.
I wasn't too excited about that one.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Other one, Little Nightmares. This is a beautiful game.
Yeah, if you haven't played Little Nightmares, you need to go play Little Nightmares. This game is beautifully creepy.
Yeah. I don't know how well it'll be on the Switch, being a handheld Switch. Undertale.
Yeah, that was, I like the way they presented the Undertale one. I was like, that's Undertale. As soon as you saw like the black screen, you're like, that's Undertale.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you, Undertale.
Travis Strikes Again.
Meh.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, like I like Travis. Don't get me wrong. I love Travis Touchdown. I love the whole light beam sword thing. But I mean,
this is kind of an interesting kind of take on it. And then, of course, Hyrule Warriors. This is the most exciting game for me, at least, because I didn't play the original one, and this is kind of just a remaster. I love Warriors in Inuchi and all the proprietary titles to that. This is just the Nintendo version. It's Nintendo, and that's, of course, available like next week, yo.
Whoa. Really quick.
So, that being said, there was one other announcement of Splatoon.
Yes. Okay. I was kind of skeptical about Splatoon just because I didn't play the first one really.
Right.
And the second one I know it's on the Switch. I don't have my Switch yet.
Right. And the second one was pretty much the first one.
We're there.
Yes. And then so when they announced that they're coming out with a expansion for a single player mode, I was like, oh, what's up? Now I might want to pick it up because I'm not a big fan of playing online with other people I don't know.
Yeah. Right. I think Splatoon is one of those exceptions though because it's a more friendly atmosphere. The headsets isn't as obnoxious kind of use. I like Splatoon. It's not my favorite. I know people who live and die by Splatoon. I'm not one of them, but I think it's a cool idea. I think it's gonna be interesting. That being said, Nintendo released one other big thing. Kind of the swerve of the whole thing.
Save the best
We're gonna
for last.
They literally showed Splatoon and then they showed this trailer.
Say hello to my little friend.
I got in so much trouble because I literally yelled out in the newsroom when I saw this. I was like, "Oh snap!" So I was like, "That was like, oh yeah, I definitely still get
Go back
Switch."
and watch the newscast that day. It's no, I mean it's basically, from what we've heard, it is a remaster of what they released on the DS not too long ago.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing because the DS game was fantastic. This
People
will be a
just play
remaster.
regardless. Like it's like,
Right.
oh, I can play Smash on the bus.
Right, I can play,
Exactly.
I can play
Yeah.
Smash at cons. That's where the Switch really does well.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you play Smash at cons, people love
You
you.
no longer have to drag your Trinitron Sony TV
Right,
into the room to
exactly.
play.
So
the
we
other
can
thing
play,
we're gonna talk about,
so
Mario
we can play
Tennis.
that at
Yeah.
work, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
right,
right.
I'm doing it for the comic book crew.
Live stream.
Mario Tennis.
Yes, I was actually. This was kind of like my most exciting reveal.
Yeah, your tennis game.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
like I've been a fan of like the Mario Tennis like games.
Billie Jean King fan over here.
Yes.
Right on. I'm not judging. I'm just throwing it out.
Why are you hating on her? She's the GOAT. But they went into like extensive detail on like what mechanics are going to be used for as far as like utilizing like the Switch, just like the controller base usually,
Yeah.
the regular, and then like actually using the Joy-Cons, like that actually it's not just like you with the Wii remote, just like you're just moving it like regardless
Right.
of there's no really indication of like where you're getting it.
It'll be a little
But
better.
it's a little more like intuitive about like if you do it this way, it's going to be a certain shot. If you do it this way, it's going to be a certain shot. So
It's good.
Interesting.
It's cool. Dark Souls also, of course, is announced the best unkept secret ever. Dark Souls will be out there. And I think
crying
more
on the bus
shocking
now.
is South Park Fractured Butthole.
yes, because Nintendo's finally gearing towards hey,
Right,
adults
they're-
play our games
yeah,
too.
so
Exactly.
it's a
probably
rated
geared
M
towards adults.
title on a Nintendo machine. I thought
know.
we would never see
Never
that.
see that.
Freaking out.
But they're gonna have exclusive stories for that too. So
That's cool.
I mean, it's a reason to pick it up again. It's a
almost like
fun
DLC
story
or something.
right? So
Yeah.
I'll probably end up picking that up like I did Skyrim and Doom, games I already
Yeah,
own
yeah.
and play.
Now fix
and-
your e-store.
That's
We
it.
want the SNES and the
what
NES.
I'm doing.
Fix your
All right.
e-store.
So let's talk about some comics now that we got through the video game Big
yeah,
John.
I got a couple books, actually big books this week. Marvel's huge storyline right now is the Infinity Countdown. So this is the first issue that kicks off the miniseries that is all centered around the thing that's going to be probably the most popular thing this summer is the Infinity Gauntlet. So the two one-shots that came out previously, they kind of explained to you how these guys all get the stones. So this issue is kind of just jumping right in. They're not playing around. You see Thanos in here. They're not holding it off to the end of the storyline or something. So you get two different battles. You get one battle is the Guardians of the Galaxy versus the Gardener, who's has a bunch of villainous trees that are reminiscent of Groot chasing after him. I didn't make that up. That's actually in here.
Evil Groots.
The second story in here, or the second battle going on is Drax, who left the Guardians of the Galaxy a couple months ago and is protecting the Power Stone, which has kind of gotten as big as almost like a planet at this point. So he's there protecting it against his with his last, will, all he's got to keep him from getting it. But it is a fun read. I'm interested to see where they go with this. This is kind of leading a lot towards that restart in the summer. So this is going to have a lot of consequence on what's going on right now. So I think it's a cool read. Check it out.
Very cool.
The next one, Robert Kirkman, Mr. Walking Dead.
Yeah, for you guys who don't know,
yeah.
Robert Kirkman is the guy behind Walking
He is
Dead.
it.
He's one of the better writers in comics at the moment. He's pretty much single-handedly keeping Image like as one of the top companies in the industry. So he decided to do something new since his story Invincible just ended 2 weeks ago. So he started this Oblivion song, which is a post-apocalyptic story. It's very creative. I think he does a great job with just conveying the story with just the art by the artists on here. There's like a good 2 pages with no words. It's just just to be able to see
That's
what's going
bold.
on.
That's very bold.
But so it's interesting to see in this world that almost like a conversion of Earth and Hell has gone on. So Hell is referred to as the Oblivion. And so there's been people who got pulled from Earth and put into the Oblivion where there's monsters. It's basically like the worst place it can be. So this character on the front, who's the star of the book, Nathan, is going back and forth between both, trying to pull people back to Earth and save them, and bringing them back to their families, reunite them, and all that stuff. It's very interesting the way the story's going, and I'm definitely interested to see what else he's going to do with it. But it kind of has that same Walking Dead feel of like just us against the world type deal.
Slow build
Yeah.
up, and I think this is actually one that's cool. I've read a lot about this online. It looks cool.
And then the last one I have is another Marvel book. I'm sorry, DC, I didn't show you any love this week. But Marvel, Amazing Spider-Man, this has been a runaway hit. The last 3 issues have all sold out on the shelf the day they released, and have all been worth $15, $20 up like that. So they've been introducing a new character, which is kind of an old character. They just put 2 old characters together. So for the last 2 years, Norman Osborn hasn't been able to transform back into the Green Goblin thanks to Spider-Man. So he's been trying all his will to get back to being the Green Goblin, because who wants to be a nice guy?
Yeah.
So
I mean, he has that cool haircut too.
Exactly. Yeah.
That helps.
So what he did was fuse with Carnage. So now the Carnage symbiote is in him.
It's a terrible idea.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the next logical step, is like not be a good guy, be normal. I'm just gonna get Carnage.
I'm just gonna go
in
hang out with Carnage, right?
Zero to
So
Carnage.
this is basically leading up to the creation of the new character, the Red Goblin, which everyone's kind of been very fanatical about.
Which is weird, because I remember when they did this with Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Very similar with Hobgoblin. People were very,
you know, they kind of bring up the Hobgoblin stuff in here. So the Goblin King is in here. He was one of Norman's disciples, who he was kind of like being a mentor to as he was training him to be a bad guy, I guess. But yeah, this is a cool story as he's talking to a hostage the whole book. You don't see who it is to the end of the book, but he's trying to get information out of them about Spider-Man, how he can get closer to Spider-Man. Right. And so you kind of follow through and it keeps him back and forth between now and 4 hours ago. And so you kind of see the lights start ticking on in Norman Osborn as he finally gets what he needs to know, like, I can get to Spider-Man now. So it's just a great story.
Cool. Who does? That's a beautiful cover. Who does the art? Is that?
So that's Alex Ross, actually.
I thought it was. I didn't want to throw anybody under the bus because oh, that looks like Alex Ross. Really,
So Alex Ross, who, if you don't know who he is, just look him up on Google. I mean, he has some of the most phenomenal artwork.
He has a great YouTube page too. If you check him out on YouTube, he literally draws almost daily or weekly even. He draws these beautiful portraits of superheroes and
like Todd McFarlane does.
Right. Yeah. From start to finish, from paint to conception.
But yeah, again, it's just one of the better stories out there. Dan Slott, he's going to be leaving Spider-Man after issue 801. So he's kind of trying to go out on top and writing this phenomenal story. So
I'll give you guys a little comic book tip. If you ever see an Alex Ross cover, it's a good book. Essentially, I mean, honestly, there's probably a handful that are like,
that's why a lot of independent companies are always clamoring to
Alex
get
Ross paying you?
No, it's true. Honestly, though, if you see an Alex Ross cover, chances are it's a decent book. At least you'll get your money's worth, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, what you're saying is Alex Ross doesn't put his talents to something that's mediocre.
He's very picky and choosy, and for rightful reason. He's an amazing artist. So,
well, next week we're going to go ahead and ask Rob, because we've been asking a lot from viewers that want family-friendly comics. You know, when we were growing up, you had the comics and they weren't geared towards the adults.
Yeah, even Archie's kind of not
exactly. Archie's going out there.
True.
So we've been asking what comics are good for kids that can read on a month-to-month basis whenever it comes out. So Rob is going to go ahead, pull some titles. We're going to go ahead and talk to you and give you that information next week. So cool. It was a good show, but hey, we got something. We got a contest winner. Stacy Ruiz. She is our contest winner for this week, our weekly comic contest winner. She won a huge gift bag. We got Black Lightning swag, posters. Of course, our buddies at Heroes and Fantasies, they gave us the DC Rebirth Harley Quinn exclusive cover. But the big contest is next week, which we've got some good stuff from Disney.
I thought this contest was awesome. I wanted this contest.
This is bigger.
This next one, I want
our friends at Disney has hooked us up. Delaney Smith hooked us up. So we're going to go ahead and give away a gift bag that's got the new Thor Ragnarok digital download code. So you got that. Nice. We've got posters, Thor Ragnarok. It is going to be huge. Even Cecily's wanting that right now.
Yeah,
she's wanting
that right now
awesome.
because I want to win this.
Because the cool thing about it, I don't buy that many DVDs. I love the digital download code. So I'm hoping that our viewers here like the same, and you'll be able to go ahead and win it. We're actually going to do it 2 weeks in a row. So we're going to go ahead and give away 2.
Don't be giving away all our secrets,
I'm telling you right now.
I'm just going to slide my name in, okay?
As of right now, this is the best gift basket you can win right now.
Right now. So
yeah, man, it's you got to go on. You got to enter that.
That's it. Yeah, just go to the CW35 Facebook page. It's up right now. Go ahead and enter, and we're going to be announcing the winner next Monday.
Cool dude.
Wow. I cannot believe. Yeah. Do you have more video game news? Do you want to go ahead and...
I got a little snippet. This came out yesterday. Whoa. Spawn is in production.
Whoa!
So there you go. You want to wait till the last minute?
And the new Atari. And the new Atari. It's due every day.
It's like him and Spawn like almost kissing. I love it.
I just buried the lead. Spawn is in production. There you go.
Well, for Des, Brandon, Rob, and Cecily, I'm Chris Hoffman, and that's just another day. So we're going to see you next week again. Go log on, watch us, share us, and enter the win in the contest. We will see you next week. Take it easy, everybody.
Deuce.
Oh, what's The Walking Dead? Is it still on?
That's on.
It's a thing.